We're at a 217-inch diagonal. This is a true big screen experience, unlike you've experienced anywhere else.
What is up, everybody? What's going on? Chana D back with some more CEDIA 2025 coverage. And I've been coming here for quite some time now. And I remember back 2018, 2019, all the big TV manufacturers were trying to get MicroLED off the ground. We got Sony with Crystal LED. We got Samsung and LG doing all their stuff. But really, there hasn't been a company that is quite like yours that's really coming in here and dominating. I'm here with Skyler from Just Video Walls. How are you doing, man? Good to meet you.
Awesome, man. I'm glad for you to be here. Thanks for coming by. We have a little bit of a different approach, like you were saying, to this market. We're founded by integrators.
Okay.
And the reason why that's important is because we think like integrators do, and we always have done that. And so everything that we're about to show you in this tour of our booth is integrator-centric. And we just believe that that is the best way to get the right experience to the end user.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is a very complicated technology. And there's a ton of ways that it can go wrong. So we've experienced all those ways, right? When we first got started, we bought from other brands and had huge disastrous results. We figured it out, and we had to learn through probably like a 6-year process. Like, what does it take to actually convey this product to the market, right? In a successful way. So number one thing for us is we got to have quality. We got to make sure that we're doing our job there. We reject like 65% of the stuff that comes across the line. Because it's not like the uniformity is not the same, or there's like an LED that's off or whatever it is. And then we build the entire thing in our Fort Lauderdale showroom.
You guys build all this stuff in-house?
100%. Every wall gets built at least twice.
Wow, that's some great quality control, man. Good shit. Good shit.
And again, the reason is like we know what it's like for an integrator to stand there in front of a client and there be a dead pixel or a row of cabinets that's a little bit red or whatever it is, right? And you just invested $100,000, $200,000, and now your client, who's been your client for 19, 20 years, is looking at you like
what's up?
Yeah.
What's up? You fucked up, bro.
Right, yeah, exactly. Not everybody who claims things actually has what they claim. The number of nits, for example, right? Or like, what kind of processing goes behind it, or what kind of IC drivers. Like, we had to figure out where the real stuff is and what the right type of technology is to use. SMD, flip chip SMD, GOB, COB, flip chip COB, MIP now, like
alphabet soup.
Alphabet soup. You got it, dude. You read my mind. Like, so the point of the matter is like we're conveying this into the real world.
Okay.
Right? In a way where there's zero surprises. It's 100% reliable. And it lasts forever.
If we're talking about a home theater environment, like what do you guys do for the audio side as far as like center channel placement is concerned?
Yeah, so we have a lot of great partners that do audio in the industry. Like Leon speakers, right? Like we've got a demo over here. It's actually only showing 2-channel, but they would do a three-channel soundbar underneath the wall, right? Okay. Sometimes that might not work if you have a taller wall, right? Sure. So if you have a taller wall, Theory Audio actually had an interesting suggestion where you do a phantom left, center, right. So you actually have a top and bottom, a top and bottom, and a top and bottom, and you phantom that down to the center. And I don't know if you've heard Theory stuff, but their stuff is nuts.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Manufacturers all have a solution. Wisdom's a great partner of ours.
Okay.
And they're all kind of coming about it their own way, right?
Okay.
But you sit inside of the theater, and the goal is like for it all to disappear.
Right. And give the client a immersive experience. Everything's hidden. They can concentrate on the movie, the emotionality, all that kind of stuff that's happening.
That's right. And what we're seeing is actually interesting because these are capable, like you're seeing behind us, of not being in a completely dedicated dark room.
Got it.
Right? So what that means is we're seeing a lot of people like this multimedia wall over here. A lot of our integrators are putting that out into an open room.
Got it.
So that presents a little bit of a different challenge where the room itself is not quite as controlled. Almost the least of your concerns is what is the front stage doing?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because there's so many things going on in the room that you have to work around and figure out. And you've got incredible levels of room correction now that you can do and just different things like that. The point of the matter is our integrators are the ones conveying that to the end user in incredible ways. Like they understand how all this technology works. They're highly trained on it. And at Just Video Walls, we're not allowing just any integrator to sell this stuff. It's just the guys who actually know how to do this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally. Makes sense.
All right, this wall is 165 inch. This is actually a 2.13 aspect ratio. So it's a little different than what you're used to seeing possibly with a 16:9 format, because it's just stretching it out a little wider than normal. And this just is one of the things that we're capable of doing with MicroLED. With the flexibility, what we're presenting here is in a 0.9 pixel pitch, which if you're not too familiar with MicroLED, that just means how close the individual pixels are to each other. From center to center is 0.9 millimeters. And so this is not a resolution spec that we're going after. It's not, any of those vanity stats. This is literally just at what point in the room away from the display do the pixels disappear. Way more important to that is the experience that you're getting as a consumer. As we mentioned a minute ago, we got all the lights on here. This screen is totally matted out. And hopefully you can tell in the video how just incredibly detailed this is. Like, there is no lens this is going through. It's not projecting off a surface. There's no aberration because of that. Like, what we're showing here though is instead of one source, which we could do, we have 4 sources coming in. We can also do this in a 5-layer, right? Or we can bust it out to something a little more fun with like an ambient mode. On something like this, you might have like a camouflaged background that blends into the environment. What is the best experience for you as the end user in your home with a system like this? And you have to have a way to control it and manage everything. So we've built a user interface tool that allows you to do all of that. So as you can see right now, we have the 3 layers on the bottom. We have the 2 layers on the top. One of those layers is an Apple TV. We've got an Apple TV here, our gaming system in the middle. But if I want to switch it up like I showed you a minute ago to the ambient mode, I can do that. And you can see we have our art background. And then we have our Apple TV here. Our Kaleidescape is currently on the left there. So you can see I can instantly switch sources, right? So if I wanted to put my game on the right side, I could do that by just simply tapping, and you'll see that my PC, which is an Asus ROG, and the rack over there is kind of recycled. And now we have our game on the right side. What's great about this is I can also manage the sound. So if I want my sound to come from my game, all I have to do is hit my sound icon, and all of a sudden you can hear the rumbling of the Fast and Furious charger that we have on the game over there. We have a 16:9 frame with a 235 source. So how do we handle that, right? What we did is we just put an aspect ratio button. So when I click it, I can expand that all the way out to the 32:9 frame, which is kind of cool. And if it were me, I'd probably watch it that way. But we also can just use the native 235, right? So I'm gonna drop that back down to 16:9 so you can see what that looks like. And then once that cycles through, I'll show you 235. So there's our 235 window. So we're actually utilizing all of the pixels vertically on the wall without losing any of the data or any of the information from the movie. We're just trying to think of every possible way that an end user might want to use this in their room. Now there's one more really cool thing with this system that we wanted to include. Our buddies over at MadVR have some pretty awesome processing tools that you've probably heard of, and we love them on our walls. Like, there's one thing that has become really apparent is movies like Baby Driver, they might use that 2398, frame rate. That becomes really apparent when that's moving in a juddery way from the source content. The bigger you go on the wall, the more apparent that becomes. And so we love to use MadVR to smooth some of those things out. So on any of the sources, we include a MadVR button. So all we have to do is just hit our MadVR button, and it engages MadVR on that source. And so now you can see this motion, hopefully that's conveying through. This motion is just really smoothed out on this wall. And again, that's just taking the source content and making it work in a way where it's conveying it to the end user so they don't notice anything that might just take them out of the experience.
I can see it. It's a little bit of the soap opera effect.
Right. And they have dials, right? So you can go extreme, mid, or just take the edge off a little bit, right? So you're not noticing it. So that's another thing that we're doing here. Obviously, we have full volume control on this wall and full brightness control of the video wall. So this is your video wall remote. Again, nobody's talking about this, just video walls. This is something that we wanted to show just to convey the scale of what we can do. Like, we're at a 217-inch diagonal. This is a true big screen experience, unlike you've experienced anywhere else. And we're just packaging all of this up in a way where, like, again, you do a wall like this, you don't want this wall to come in with a line here or like a row of pixels that just looks out on this side or whatever, because that's the only thing you're ever going to be looking at. And especially when you're investing into a really good solution for your home in your environment, the way to do that is ensuring you have a quality partner who has 100% your best experience in mind. Video walls can exist in literally any environment. Probably you're not gonna be able to see my face at all right now, because this wall is so bright. So what we're showing here is a 1.2 pixel pitch, and it might kind of seem silly, but like outdoors, our customers are asking to get closer and closer and closer to their video walls. So we wanted to go down in pixel pitch, but this is the same core technology from the same people that you can trust to convey this experience. And we can go big, we can go wider, we can do all the same stuff that you were seeing on the indoor, also outdoor. This is the only technology in the world capable of doing an outdoor experience that's actually watchable, because this is 4,500 nits per panel, 4,500 nits. Suffice it to say, we're trying to compete against the sunlight. Obviously, if the sun's directly on this surface, you're not going to compete with it because it's the sun and nothing that exists is brighter than that. But what we're doing is we're giving you an option where this is actually watchable with at least a shade on it. And we don't need a shade for the environment because the sun can hit this all day long and it's not going to hurt it. The rain can rain on it all day long. It could snow on it. Like, you can beat this thing to heck and it's going to love it every day of the week. But to get a great image, sometimes we just need a little bit of a shade. This is just another way that MicroLED is so much fun, dude.
Well, thank you so much, Skyler, for taking us around just video walls and giving us a little bit of education on what you guys do, how you guys do it, and the high quality that you guys are putting into your video walls here, whether it's just video walls or my wall. So it's great. So thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy guy. And you guys, thank you for watching. More from CEDIA 2025 coming at you. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.